Hi friends, this is your pal Scott Garibay, and today we're going to talk about Dungeons and Dragons, and we're going to ask the question, what today is Magic the Gathering? All right, and what are the ramifications of that? All right, so what is Magic the Gathering? Magic the Gathering is really its primary purpose today, its real purpose, in my humble opinion, is as a vessel for Dungeons and Dragons canon. Every single Magic the Gathering card printed with a traditional Magic back, right, is simply an unbound page of Dungeons and Dragon canon, either containing rules or lore or both. Okay? All right. Once you understand that, you start to understand the difference between Magic players and Magic masters. Magic masters are dungeon masters and dragon masters that actually use Magic the Gathering to run Dungeons and Dragons, right? To use the Dungeons and Dragons rules presented in the Magic the Gathering cards that are simply unbound pages of Dungeons and Dragons canon, or to use the lore there that is Dungeons and Dragons canon, okay? And to understand the multiverse, right? There's a lot there, but the real purpose of Magic the Gathering today is understanding that every single Magic card printed is simply an unbound page of Dungeons and Dragons canon. That's its true purpose. Okay. Now, all right, let's get into it. What are the ramifications of this? They're extremely deep, right? So all right, we got to talk about what Magic the Gathering players do with Magic the Gathering cards, because it is truly disgusting, okay? All right, so what do? So Magic the Gathering players, they actually deal with the canon, right? They deal with the cards. They buy boxes and boxes and boxes of it to use it for a faux thing, for a thing that isn't real, to play a game. Oh, I hit you for 20 points, now you're dead. It's ridiculous nonsense, right? What's the point of it, right? Whereas Gary Gygax told us, okay, we're going to use Dungeons and Dragons to establish identity stacking, to leap from identity stacking to manifold sentience, right? So that's the true purpose. That's the important thing, all right? Using narrative to literally guide the intellectual, emotional, and spiritual evolution of humanity itself. Okay, that's what matters. Okay, so what do Magic the Gathering players do that's so disgusting? So, hey everybody, I'm gonna win with my deck, and so I need a $110 card and an $80 card and a $40 card, and then I got to get 4 copies of each one of those, and this is a $2,000 deck, so I can beat Pete, so that I can beat Sally. All right, and you're like, well, wait a second. You're paying $110 for that one card, buying a single, but the whole box costs $180, right? If you just take that money and buy boxes and boxes and boxes, what you could do is you could just split up those cards and take all the doubles and hand thousands of Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters thousands of pages, unique, individual, sorted in order pages of Dungeons and Dragons lore. Oh, no, wait, what are you talking about? I'm talking about the commons and uncommons. They're sitting over in there in a pile on the table that you're not even touching. Oh, those are not useful for the decks. That's bulk. Bulk? What did you just say? That's bulk. Bulk? What do you mean? Yeah, that's just cardboard crap. We don't care about it. Many of us throw it away. What? Oh, yeah, we don't have space for it. Wait, you're taking Dungeons and Dragons canon and you're throwing it in the trash? Well, it's not valuable. It's not valuable to who? To Magic the Gathering players. Why isn't it valuable to? Because we actually don't understand what Magic the Gathering is. We think it's a game. We don't understand that these are unbound pages of an infinite book. Right? And the bulk, that's not a joke. Go talk to any Magic the Gathering player. They will tell you. Just ask them what bulk is. They'll all know, right? Disgusting. They're literally burning, throwing away. It's terrible. It is absolutely terrible what they do. And I have sympathy for them because they don't know what Magic the Gathering is. They don't understand that they have pages of a book that they've never read, right? They don't understand what the thing they hold is. exactly like Catholics. Catholics have a closer relationship to the physical original Holy Bible than any institution in the world. They literally have golden scrolls that they keep, literally parchment that they think disciples, wrote, right, in vaults, right? But they don't care about any of it, right? They're like, oh, Jesus who? Hey, here's the Pope. Yeah, look at his shiny hat. Look at his ridiculous car, right? Like that. They don't care about Christ. They care about the Pope, right? Like, and it's the same thing with Magic the Gathering, right? There's something incredible with the cards that they own. There's value in every one of them. That value is not connected to its playability. Every Magic card is unique, and the only point of it is to illuminate Gary's legacy and to allow a Dungeons and Dragons game that's more expansive than what you can achieve by only using the 2024 core rulebooks, which is for noobs, right? Like, I use it, but I use it in context to Magic the Gathering, with Magic the Gathering, and with Yahtzee dice, and with Lego, right? Fully embracing Gary's full legacy, not just understanding a tiny, slim sliver of it, right? So this is really critically important, right? This is critically important to understand what's happening, right? And so that means that Magic Masters, right? Me, Dungeon Master, you, Dragon Master, right? What is the full ramification of what we have to do? We have to rescue the lore. And that's exactly what I'm doing. I am trading rares for bulk right now. And then I'm taking that bulk and I'm giving it to Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters that understand that Magic the Gathering, every single Magic the Gathering card is a unbound page of Dungeons and Dragons lore. And then every Dungeon Master and every Dragon Master that I can explain this to, who finally gets it, is doing exactly what I'm doing, right? Keeping one copy of each card in their possession, sorting the rest and into sets as close as they can get, and then distributing those to new Dungeon Masters and new Dragon Masters who are ready to run infinite page games, right? Like, and right now, literally, the Dungeons and Dragons canon lore is 50,000. There's 50,000 cards, individual cards, in Magic the Gathering, unique. Do you understand that? Unique, right? That's incredible, right? And so basically, just like the evangelical Christians are doing today, they're taking the Bible, which they don't physically own, right? And they're getting it and spreading it to the people and saying, hey, this is the message, right? It's the same here, right? The people who actually own the cards, at best, they're shoving them in closets and never looking at them, right? At worst, they're literally throwing them in the garbage. So you and I, Dungeon Masters and Dragon Masters, Magic Masters, are in the position of rescuing Dungeons and Dragons lore. That's the full sweep. Thank you so much for staying with me through this entire arc. I know this is extremely long, extremely complicated, and you have the patience of a saint. No pun intended. Every single word you just heard in this video is my humble opinion. Nothing more, nothing less. The important part is when I get to hear your humble opinion, when you get in the comments and send your traffic. Please consider like subscribing and have a fetch millennium.